10 highest paid players at Euro 2024. Only one Premier League star makes the list of the wealthiest players to be at Euro 2024. As is always the case in football, if you want the best players you have to stump up the cash to get them. And with Euro 2024 on the horizon, fans are about to be graced by the presence of Europe's best players on their television screens competing for the continent's biggest honor. Unsurprisingly, with such talent on display, it means that there are also a plethora of wealthy superstars who will be taking time away from their lucrative contracts to play for the pride of a nation. However, once this tournament comes to an end, these 10 players will be the comfiest of all the players when returning to their everyday lifestyle. 10. Marcelo Brozovic. £400,000 per week. The first Saudi Arabian beneficiary on this list, but certainly not the last. Marcelo Brozovic swapped a career in European football, with Inter Milan no less, for a move to Al Nassr last summer. The move gave him the opportunity to line up alongside Cristiano Ronaldo, and the financial incentive to leave Europe clearly had value. The exact value equals £400,000 per week, more than double what he was earning at the Nerazzurri. That hasn't halted his progress with his national team though, with Brozovic expected to star alongside Luka Modric and Mateo Kovacic for Croatia. 9. Kevin De Bruyne. £400,000 per week. Returning to Europe with one of the best midfielders in the game. Despite his injuries throughout the 2023-2024 campaign, when Kevin De Bruyne was on the pitch, he routinely proved he was more than worth the incredible amount of money that Manchester City fork out for him. Also earning £400,000 per week, that equates to almost £17,000 per goal contribution this season. Given the fact he only made 26 appearances in all competitions, that is a rather respectable figure for Belgium's best representative this summer. This could be his last chance to bring home international glory, so expect to see some De Bruyne masterclasses in Germany. 8. Toni Kroos. £403,000 per week. Toni Kroos is one of two examples on this list who will not be returning to his current salary when the Euros come to an end in July. The midfield maestro has already announced he will be retiring from football at the end of the competition. Having already played his final club match, a 2-0 victory in the Champions League final, Kroos will be hopeful of doing the same for his national team. 10 years on since the 34-year-old played a pivotal role in Germany's last major tournament success, Kroos will be looking to turn back the clocks once more. 7. Aymeric Laporte. £405,000 per week. In an alternative universe, Aymeric Laporte is still one of the key components of Pep Guardiola's defense at Manchester City, and he was representing France. But now playing for Spain. Instead, what we have is a prime defender playing in Saudi Arabia, having also switched international allegiances 3 years ago. Currently, he is earning just over £400,000 per week at Al Nassr, but there has been speculation that his future could lie elsewhere, with the 30-year-old stating his unhappiness with things in the Middle East. If not for the paycheck, maybe we would already have seen him back in Europe. 6. Serge Milinkovic-Savic. £414,000 per week. On paper, Serge Milinkovic-Savic's move to Al Hilal was perhaps one of the biggest eyebrow raisers when the Saudi Arabian raid for top European talent began. The midfielder possesses a unique build and, as a box-to-box goal threat, his style and physique make him a natural fit for the Premier League. Links to Manchester United constantly followed him, but eventually, he settled for the Middle East, where he makes £414,000 per week. To give the Serbian his due, he has managed some sporting achievements too, winning the Saudi Pro League title in his debut Al Hilal season. He will be one name looking to stand out for the right reasons this summer. 5. N'Golo Kante. £414,000 per week. The biggest surprise inclusion in any of the Euro 2024 squads had to be that of N'Golo Kante. Much to the delight of many fans, including neutrals, one of the nicest men in football was awarded a shock call-up by Didier Deschamps. 2 years removed from his last appearance for Les Blues, Kante is back to try and win the one major tournament he failed to win. Part of the shock that surrounded the 33-year-old's reintroduction is that he was seemingly past his best. His move to Saudi Arabia, where he earns £414,000 per week, signaled that. Don't forget though, this is the same player who was one of the Premier League's greatest French exports. 4. Aleksandar Mitrovic. £414,000 per week. Aleksandar Mitrovic did not hide his desire to leave Fulham when Al Hilal came knocking with a club record transfer offer in 2023. Admittedly, that offer was soon doubled in order to sign Neymar, but it is the Serbian who has had the greater impact since his arrival. With 28 Saudi Pro League goals last season, the 29-year-old target man finished behind only Cristiano Ronaldo in the Golden Boot race and fired his side to the league title. That is the least he could do though when earning a staggering £414,000 per week, putting him among the wealthiest earners in world football. 3. Robert Lewandowski. £448,000 per week. The second highest earner in La Liga currently, Robert Lewandowski is reaping the rewards for his track record of scoring goals in big games. And for scoring plenty in the lesser ones too. What we are saying is that the Polish captain is a goal machine. Whilst others at this age have decided to take things a little easier and earn their money in places like the Saudi Pro League and MLS, Lewandowski is still going strong in Spain's top flight, having just completed his second full season at Barcelona. There are some signs of decline though, and it appears that the 35-year-old won't be fit for Poland's first game of Euro 2024. 2. Kylian Mbappe. £1.2 million per week. When Kylian Mbappe made a shock U-turn and decided to stay at Paris Saint-Germain in 2022, he signed the most lucrative contract in European football history. Not only was he effectively given the keys to the kingdom at the Parc des Princes, but he was also paid very handsomely for the privilege. Earning north of £1 million every single week, the French superstar would earn enough to sign Cristiano Ronaldo from Manchester United in 2008 in the space of 67 weeks. That's just over a year. Incredibly though, Mbappe was willing to give all of that up to complete his dream move to Real Madrid this summer. 1. Cristiano Ronaldo. £3.3 million per week. Whether you love him or hate him, Cristiano Ronaldo has created a legacy for himself that means he will not be shy of money for the rest of his life. His wealth is such that it will likely last for many generations. CR7 has created a brand for himself, which means that, even at close to 40 years old, the Portuguese legend commands a hefty fee to secure his services. It turns out that the magic number is almost triple the eye-watering amount PSG handed Mbappe, with Ronaldo pocketing £3.3 million per week from Al Nassr. Whilst having one of the greatest players of all time on your roster is something to shout about, they will have to hope that Ronaldo also eventually brings the Saudi Pro League title to the club, which has evaded the superstar thus far.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for daily updates.